Yes, we are now recording.
All right. Good night, everybody. Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh boy, it's one of those days. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ocean Shore's first PTO general meeting of the 2020-2021 school year. My name is Michelle Tuman, and I am one of the co-presidents of the PTO. I have been an Ocean Shore parent for 10 years. This year I have a 7th grader, and my daughter, a sophomore at Oceana High School, graduated through the program. Throughout my time at Ocean Shore, I have been special projects coordinator, ombud, parent representative, and a member of the site council, as well as a persistent field trip driver, because they're so much fun. This is my 4th year in the president position. Over my years at Ocean Shore, I have really come to value and appreciate the community, experiential learning, parent engagement, and educational opportunities for both students and parents. I think I say this every year, but I have had some awesome experiences in the classroom and on field trips over the years. There are so many great memories, and I know that when it's time to get back into field trips, so many of you will get to enjoy them again as well. Our teachers, staff, and community work really hard every year to provide an enhanced curriculum for our students in and out of the classroom, and that is one of the reasons we are here tonight. For our new families, by virtue of having a student at Ocean Shore, you are a member of the PTO. And the PTO's mission is to engage families in their students' education and to work in conjunction with teachers and administration to supplement the curriculum with activities and opportunities for experiential learning. To that end, every year the PTO raises money for this enhanced curriculum, supporting teacher supplies, technology, field trips, art, science, physical education, and other community activities and needs, such as pod days, assemblies, the garden, Junior Olympics, and playground equipment. On behalf of the PTO Executive Board, I want to thank you for taking the time to attend yet another Zoom meeting. I know there is a real thing called Zoom fatigue, but we appreciate your attendance. It is certainly not the same as meeting in person, but our goal is the same. We are meeting to advise you of community events, fundraising, and the PTO budget for the year, as it looks at this time with the circumstances as they presently exist. I add that qualification because it is 2020 and things will no doubt change, such that the executive board will have to make adjustments to meet the needs of our community and need to be flexible. I don't want to be Captain Obvious, but it's an understatement to say that this year is presenting unique challenges for all. The need for flexibility and patience is at an all-time high, and it is with this mindset that we present the plans for the year. The proposed budget being presented tonight has changed since our first budget meeting over the summer, and we expect there may be additional reallocations of funds as the year proceeds. Overall, however, the purpose of the budget is enhancement of curriculum and student enrichment. Please know that we recognize that COVID has created uncertainty and economic hardship for many. Although we are proceeding with fundraising and requests for family donations as we do every year, please know that while financial contributions are needed and appreciated, we want everyone to have the ability to engage in our community through whatever means feasible. If you need help in this regard, please reach out to your parent representative. Emails can be found on the PTO website, which is osspto.org. This year, Ocean Shore families are spread throughout the community through the continuum classes, full year distance learning, and homeschool programs. The PTO presidents and superintendent meet regularly to discuss issues and plans impacting our school communities. And during a recent meeting, we discussed the need for community-wide events to help bring all families together. You will hear about district-wide move-a-thon coming up in late November to help get students away from their computers and physically active. We are also looking at a community-wide arts-a-thon or art-a-thon in the spring, working hopefully with the Sanchez Art Center. So please stay tuned and look for those notices throughout the year. Additionally, in the past, we have presented parent education opportunities, which we intend to continue this year virtually. If you have any ideas for topics, or if you have any special information you believe would be beneficial to the community, please let us know. The emails for the executive board can be found on the osspto.org website. I presently share the position of president with Patricia Balmas. I say presently because she is on the ballot for the Pacifica School District Governing Board. Patricia has been a dedicated member of the Ocean Shore community for many years, and I will let her give you her background. But before I turn it over to Patricia, I want to recognize that the last couple years for Ocean Shore have certainly provided opportunities to learn flexibility, patience, and resilience. I would like to take this opportunity to thank teachers, staff, and administration for their hard work and dedication to our students and families. Year in and year out, and no matter the challenge, they demonstrate a commitment to our community that goes far beyond the school day. They deserve thanks, support, and can use all the positive energy we can send their way. I also want to acknowledge the hard work that is taking place in each home to support students during this unprecedented COVID circumstance. We recognize each family has a unique situation, a unique perspective, and ability to manage these trying times. To the extent you or someone you know might need help or any support, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are a family. To the extent you are able to help others, please let us know. Additionally, if you believe your student needs to speak with a counselor, there are 2 that are available to our students. Principal Jean will speak to this shortly. Overall, we look forward to being back on campus as soon as it is safe to do so, such that we can once again experience our children and parents walking the halls, laughing and playing together, and participating in all of the enrichment activities Ocean Shore has to offer. With that, I'd like to turn it over to my co-president, Patricia Balmas.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Like Michelle said, we know that this is very difficult to get on and take time away from the kids and get back onto a Zoom call again. I wanted to start off by thanking Michelle for not only the 4 years that she has been president, but also for being the rock for us in this transition year. We're with new administration, a new PTO, everything seems to be changing all the time. And I just want to say thank you for being that rock for us. So you know that my name is Patricia Balmas. I have been at Ocean Shore School for 15 years. I have a 7th grader, he's my youngest. My 3 older children have already graduated through this program. And it's been a wonderful time. I've been able to volunteer as alternative service chair when I first started. I then did 10 years as a PTO treasurer. And I've been lucky enough that I got to experience what being a co-president is like, and it's been great. I'm really gonna miss Ocean Shore when my son graduates from the program. So that's really about me. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I would like to start off by introducing our wonderful executive board for this year. Let's see if we can get there. All right, so I want to start off by introducing Kristen Fong. She has been, she's our lower grade VP. She has been our VP for, oh, did I say it wrong? Sorry, I wrote this wrong. She's our upper grade VP. And she's been our VP for, I believe, 3 years. And she's also the Ombud coordinator. So any ombuds, if you guys have any questions, Kristen is the person to call. And then our lower grade VP is Virginia Clements. She's also the year-long distance learning contact for all the families. So please get in contact with her if you have any questions. She will be, she's sending out emails all the time. She's great at communicating with everyone. We have our secretary is Stephanie Saylor. Then I want to introduce our co-fundraising chairs is Gina Smith and Jenny Ablane. I always say her name wrong. And she knows that I love her. I'm sorry. I was going to say it wrong. I told her from the beginning. And they're doing a lot of wonderful fundraising activities. Please look at our website. You'll see a lot of the updates there. They announce things and they're really great at communicating everything. And then we have our parent representatives, and these are our liaisons. So along with your ombuds, please reach out to these parent representatives. They're the people who will communicate and facilitate all of the communications between the board and the parents. They have a lot of that information from the district, and we want you to be able to know who they are and reach out to them. Their information is also on the website. So for kindergarten through second grade, the parent reps are Chrissy Zimmer and Carnley Nee. I knew I was going to say that again. 5 parent representatives are Taya Guido and Amanda Sandberg, and 8 parent representatives are Anna Brenner and Janelle Chase. So reach out to them if you have any questions, things that you would like the board to know, any concerns. They're a great resource. Can you get to the next one, Natalie? This is Virginia. Oh, can you go back? So this is Virginia Clement's full year distance learning email. We'll have it on the website so you can reach out to her. Thank you. And we'll give it back to, oh, actually, I'm going to give it to Jean. Thanks for bearing with me.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again for taking time out of your evening to join us. It's been quite a year already. I did want to I realized that I haven't had really a chance to introduce myself. Some of you know me, but most of you don't. Just really super fast because I don't want to take up a lot of time with me. I taught for 6 years in the 90s and then quit teaching when I had my son in 2001. I ran a legal service business with my husband and then decided to go back into education. I was living in Pacifica, so I signed up to sub and ended up teaching at IBL for 2 years, and then helped run a parcel tax campaign, and then went back into teaching the next year and was at Ocean Shore. I almost called it Oceana again. Ocean Shore for 6 years. And I was incredibly happy here. I did not think I would leave to go anywhere, but I also felt like I needed a push. I was in my comfort zone and I loved my comfort zone, but I knew I wasn't growing professionally. So I started working on my admin credential and I ended up getting a job at Oceana High School. So I have spent the past 2 years as the vice principal of Oceana, hence my email mistakes with addressing the Oceana families like I did today. I think I had 6 Zoom meetings today and was running, going back and forth, and I apologize. It's true that I will only work at schools with Ocean in the name, but I am not looking to move to any other school. I am looking to stay right here. I have degrees and stuff, which you can read. I'm also a real person. I live in Pacifica with my husband, my son Jack, who's at College of San Mateo. My daughter Clara is a turn of a senior and very unhappy about the way her senior year is going. Obviously, I have 3 cats who seem to be just fine with sheltering in place, and I'm not locked down anymore. Anyway, the cats are really happy. Lots of people, lots of laps to be on. Lots of people to let them in and out of the house. I also have kind of a menagerie. I have been active in Pacifica pretty much since I got here in 2003. I became active with the Mothers Club. I was the social coordinator and started Baby Happy Hour with my good friend Victoria Cresswell. And then I had to become president because I guess I have to be president of every organization that I'm part of. because I was the founding president of the Pacific Education Foundation in 2008. Someone told me about it, suggested I go to a meeting, and 2 months later I was the president. So in any event, I feel like I've come home. I'm so happy to be here, and it is all of the craziness of this year is so much easier being with this staff and these parents in this place. That's it. That's Jimmy the kitten is in the corner of the slide. And also, like, I'm a big music fan. Before COVID, I loved seeing live music of all kinds, from punk rock to classical. I was even in a mosh pit at Winners, so there's that. My students always love that story, but I'm not going to share that one right now. Let's see. I think that's it. Oh, so I was primarily an English teacher for my entire career. And you can take the English teacher out of the classroom, but you can't take the English teacher out of the person. So I'm always quoting. And so I found this quote today, and I just loved it. It's so perfect to me for what we're going through right now. The point is to live everything, live the questions now. Perhaps then, someday far in the future, you will gradually, without even noticing it, live your way into the answer. And that's Raina Maria Rilke, who is a brilliant writer. So just kind of keep that in mind. Everything is questions right now. Everything is questions. We have so few answers, and learning to live in the discomfort of the questions is kind of my lesson for 2020. I'm still learning. All right, next. Okay, so the Return to School Task Force had our first meeting last week. So we had an excellent representation. Myself, Patty McNally, Jonathan Harris, Barbara Boulat, who is our library technician, Kristen Fong, and Yadira Shatara. Already everybody is making contributions, and it's a very, very committed group of people that's super easy to work with. So the planning, I mean, obviously we did planning over the summer, but that was derailed. And so now we're back. So generally we're moving in the right direction. So we're still in the red tier, which means there are still what is considered substantial cases. It seems to be moving in the right direction, and we'll see what happens. If it continues, if we stay stable where we are, or we hopefully even move lower down to the yellow tier, we are going to start planning to return to school. Obviously, if everyone at Thanksgiving doesn't social distance and goes to big parties and the numbers go up, then we're going to have to put things on hold again. So, currently it would be legal with a waiver to return, but we are still working on our safety plan. The social emotional health of everyone, parents, students, staff, and the physical health, obviously, of everyone is most important. So we are, we're slogging through this. So I know that Heather Olson in one of her emails had said that we could technically return in November. We're not returning in November. I would say that if things continue in this direction and numbers continue to drop or hold steady, that we would look at starting to bring back some of the kids in January. It would probably be mid-January, because we would want to wait 2 weeks after the holiday season, because we know there are people that are going to travel. Some people won't, but some people will. And we want a good couple of weeks between January 1st and when we would start. And obviously there are no plans in place, which is why I kind of am hemming and hawing. But what it's looking like is that we probably start with special education students. So special education students and younger students. So I don't know if that means we would just start with special education, wait a couple of weeks, and start bringing back maybe kindergarten first. I do know that it will progress through age. I shouldn't say that. Special education students, but then we'll start with the younger students and work our way up. So you may or may not have heard of the 4 pillars. Those of us that have been to multiple pandemic trainings know about the 4 pillars. So health and hygiene, face coverings, physical distancing, and limiting gatherings. We would be implementing all of those as we come back to school. We'll be implementing them when we have picture days. Do we have a picture day slide? We do? Okay, all right, yep. We'll be implementing all of those for pictures as well. So one of the requirements is that we test the staff. And so we will probably be doing that twice a month, although there might be some people who are tested weekly, depending on what their role is. And we have a contract with a company called Curative. So that is already set in place. There was a survey that was sent out. I know that there was a problem at first and a lot of people did not get the survey. And it was made a little more complicated because the district contracted out with a company called Panorama Education. So the email came straight from them and it didn't say PSD on it. So you may have gotten something that went into not trash, what is it? I'm blanking on the junk mail, spam. So look, if you did not get that email, look through your email, your spam to see if you did. It is a good way to participate. Some people have been emailing our superintendent directly, which is also fine. I email her directly myself, so you can email her directly as well. Let's see. So the other way to get your voice heard is to contact your parent reps, whose names and emails are on the slide, but you can always check, you can always also contact your teacher, and they can forward information to the PTO. So if you had a comment or wanted to give your perspective, that would be a way to do it as well. Updated information. The emergency cards, it doesn't seem like we would need them because we're not in school, but we do. Sometimes the information on Synergy, which is our data system, is outdated or incorrect. So we do need to have those emergency cards. People change jobs, they change insurance. I myself forgot to change my job and my insurance when I filled out the Terra Nova registration for my daughter. So I had to change it when the emergency card came out because I'd forgotten to give them my new information, which in fact was working for the rival high school. So please, if you have your yellow emergency card, drop it off at school. Please, please. So we also this year have 2 counselors available through YSB, one for K-5 and one for 6-8. We know that everyone is struggling right now. I've said more than once that I think that probably 85% of the country is in some kind of a low-grade depression right now. And some people it's not low grade. So we know that people need extra help. We're very lucky this year to have 2 counselors. Usually we only get 1, but there was an extra intern, so we snapped her up. So we do have trained counselors available to talk to your children. So if you feel like your child does need some extra support, especially emotionally, then email your teacher and they'll fill out a referral form and then we'll send it on to the counselors. Picture day. So the picture day schedule has gone out. It'll go out again. We are going to be taking temperatures. We're going to be just asking, have you had symptoms? Have you been exposed to anyone who tested positive? If those answers are no, then we'll be happy to take your child's picture. So we're going to have students enter into the NPR from the patio, and we'll have signs, and we'll have 6 feet distance marked off with some kind of tape. And then they will come into the NPR, and then they're going to go out. There's an outside door that goes along that goes along the side of Oceana Boulevard. We'll have people exit. Classroom teachers, we're going to have people, hopefully classroom teachers. I haven't asked the teachers yet, volunteering to help because it's a lot of work for just the classified staff. So unless, I mean, if you have an older child, you can send them in to have their own picture taken, but any of the younger children, really, you should really be walking in with them. They'll be 6 feet apart. Please have your child wear a mask. They'll wear the mask until they're in front of the camera. Life Touch has been doing a lot of picture days at a lot of schools. They have the protocols in place. We will have staff there. I'll be there to be monitoring. The Dia de los Muertos altar will be up for Sean. It's going to be near the library. There it is. Oh, it's amazing. I cried when I saw it. So it's going to be out in front of the library, and it's going to be out all next week for picture days. So please look at it before you take your pictures, so that you can kind of go by the library and then go through and into the multi-purpose room, and then out through that door that leads you basically off campus. I'm speechless. I mean, I just am speechless. I knew it would be beautiful because the art put together by our parents has always been amazing, but this was even, it was even more amazing than I thought. So if you get a chance, please come take a look at it. It's quite, Sean would have loved it. Oh, I'm getting, okay, the budget. I'm not going to talk about the budget. Please feel free. I've had parents reach out with questions. If I can answer your questions, I will. If I can't, I will tell you I can't answer your questions. I will see if I can get those questions answered. But feel free always to reach out to me via email is probably the best way. Jay Bellinger at pacificasd.org. So again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to the PTO board for putting this together. Natalie for helping some of us older ladies who aren't as good with the technology. I can't tell you how happy I am to be home. So thank you.
Thank you, Jean. All right, we have a few slides for the budget for this year. As we mentioned, our budget supports our teachers, our students to enhance the curriculum and all the activities that are typically taking place at school. This year, of course, it looks a little different. So we've had to make some adjustments, and we have done so with the input of the principal and the teachers. Let me go to the next slide. This is an overview of sort of the grouping of monies. We have the budget is 150,000. Let's move to the next slide, which is more of a detailed. So obviously this year, the field trip, typically field trips are the largest line item because we value them so much for the experiential learning. And we are retaining a certain amount in that budget in the hopes of something amazing happening beginning of next year, such that we can maybe have some other field trips. Plus we have obviously the opportunity for virtual field trips for classrooms. So we are leaving a certain amount in that for the time being to determine whether there are any opportunities to utilize those funds for education of our students. We also have carved out some monies for the distance learning support. Patricia, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So just to go back to just the field trip piece, there are $38,850 that are in the field trips. We are hoping for that end of the year field trips to still happen, possibly this year, but we're also going to be using or moving that money around a little bit for our distance learning program. So the distance learning program, we have set aside $2,000 for our full year distance learning students, so that they're supported in the various classrooms that are throughout the district. We also have added $250 to just do kind of supplies for technology or anything that the teachers need for their classroom that is related to distance learning on top of what they usually get for their support. Natalie, you want to go to the next one?
Can I just 1 second? I just want to clarify for that 2,000, The way that 2,000 number is for the teachers who are doing distance learning classes. And so what we looked at was the number of students in full year distance learning. And we added a certain amount per student to support teachers in the community. We are in conversation with the other PTOs since there are many mixed distance learning classes. And so we are working to allocate support for those distance learning teachers based upon percentage of Ocean Shore students versus other students in the classroom. But we want our distance learning teachers to be supported with supplies or what they may need. And of course, these numbers, to the extent the year continues and they need further support, we will reevaluate as we go because we want to support our teachers through this interesting time. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
I know, perfect. So these are the things that most people already know about our classroom supplies. We have increased our classroom supply for band. We have increased it for RSP. I think that those are the only two we've increased. And the reason for doing that is the support is pretty significant. And we realized that we needed to reevaluate that. So Natalie is the RSP teacher, and she originally had it at 500. And since she supports 32 kids, we thought that it would be appropriate to increase that. Band also, we've had it at just to support supplies. And we're realizing that with children doing distance learning, full year distance learning, and all the other support that might come up, we were wanting to increase band to 500 just to make up for that. And again, like Michelle has said, these are just preliminary numbers. We don't know how this is going to look for the whole year. So that 38,000 is one of the buckets that we're leaving to be flexible, to fill in any gaps that we have in these two areas.
And you will notice, obviously, there's distinctions between teachers and if there's questions as to why. So typically over the course of time, we understand sometimes the middle schoolers don't need, it's not that they're not as needy, but in a different way, as I'm sure Jason, Sophie, and Matt will tell you, but they don't need as many, technically, the supplies. And for instance, in kindergarten, we often have a joke with Jennifer that googly eyes are very expensive and she needs a lot of them. And so that is the distinction between these numbers. But what our foundation is always to provide them with at least a minimum amount of support, and with the knowledge that if they need something, they come back to us and we evaluate it and determine if it's appropriate for the curriculum, and we will do our best to support them in whatever needs they need. So.
Great. So the next slide is really so we call it the curriculum enhancement slide. This is the one that really looks at all the things that we try to fill in when it comes to those gaps. Music, Kristen Fong is also our music teacher for K through 2. And she's doing a great job teaching them. So we have that. We have Sandy, who's she's doing science labs for various grades. So these are those coordinators and the stipends, art supplies that we're putting into to fill in those gaps that the district just can't fill. The other thing, and what makes it so large right now, and it went to 37,000, was that we did approve the vice principal, and I think Michelle can talk more about that. And that's a $15,000 charge that we didn't normally have. So that's why you see a huge jump in the curriculum enhancement this year. So Michelle, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we will talk about it. The board agreed last year that because of all the changes that were going on, the change in principal, the support that was needed, we wanted to support our community, and we know that SIVA was a huge emotional support in addition to an administrative support to so many. And so last year we basically petitioned the board, the school board, to authorize a 1-year option for her to come in to support the transition year, and that we were willing to contribute 15,000 to keep her on so that she could be a part of our community for this year. Little did we know it was going to be as it really kind of turned out, but she's been very helpful. She supports our community. I think she's still checking in at least one day a week and helping in the transition. And so that's where that number is. That's only for this year. That was part of the agreement that the board would supply her salary if we added this to that amount. So that's only going to be for this year.
And another thing to note, that most of these line items in curriculum enhancement, these are pretty stable numbers. We don't expect these to change much. The next set of numbers might not be as stable, which are activities and committees. Because it's COVID, because we're not in school, we don't know how many things we can do, but we do try to support all our committees. We have EAT, the Safety Committee, Junior Olympics, DLG. These are all our committees and our activities that we do. Family engagement's another one that we try to do to support our school. And they're smaller. They're usually just to help with supplies or an event, but we try to keep this there just in hopes that when we go back, we can do some of these events. So they might fluctuate a little bit. Just like Michelle said, everything kind of keeps moving, but we're hopeful that we're going to be able to do some of these before the end of the year. So Natalie, can you go to the next one? And this is our last bit for that 150,000 that we're trying to allocate out. We have a held in advance, so we do have multiple buckets of kind of funds that we don't want to allocate out right away. This usually our held in advance. We've had it every year. This is a bucket that we have for just things that come up out of nowhere. So these could be, people decided to do, or some, a group decided they wanted to do an event and we didn't have a line item specifically for that event. We would be able to use this for that line item instead of having a line item. So that's what held in advance is. Our budget reserve is really money that we're going to have. We're reviewing right now PE. So PE for, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's PE for kindergarten through 5th grade. We do have middle school PE. So we're looking at what that's going to look like this year. It's been a little rocky due to the changes with the district, but we're trying to figure that out and see if we can get something for kindergarten through 5th grade for this year. So we didn't want to really allocate that out yet until we have more information. And then we have just overhead expenses, the principal's account. The principal, has a 3,000 discretionary account. This is just to kind of help teachers when they come for supplies or things that they didn't have in their classroom account. And then our overhead is just taxes and stuff like that. So we try to make our overhead as small as possible. It's been a little bit more challenging this year just because we have to order things like Zoom and stuff for these type for distance learning for us too. I mean, we're to reach out to everyone. So it's gone up a little bit, but we try to keep it as small as possible. So that's $150,000 budget. We do have donations in the Elna Flynn Award. The donations are usually to PATH, the Pacifica Volunteers, and SAFE. I know Natalie could actually answer that for me. I know this one.
Safe Routes to
Should
School.
know it.
Safe
Yeah,
Routes.
Safe Routes to School. So those are the things that we give our donations to. We give about 250 each, but these are our smaller items. And we just wanted to show that the reserve is still there. We don't want to lose that until we can allocate it out, but we haven't been able to solidify it yet. So just bear with us. The budget is always fluctuating.
Next slide.
Yeah.
All right, we will do a vote on the
me.
budget. I don't know if we want to do that now or at the end of the meeting. Maybe we send out the Zoom request at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Okay, so we'll move on to fundraising then, and Jenny and Gina.
Hi. Okay, I'll go first. Hello. So we're going to continue with some of our amazing fundraisers, as simple as Easy Money, which is the Amazon Smile. And if everybody who shops on Amazon, if we could just use our Amazon Smile, that would totally help us out here. Box Tops is now virtual. So if you just go get the app online and scan away your box tops instead of having to submit them like we used to, then that's easy. For Easy Money, and same with Oceana Market. If you're shopping Oceana Market, hop on, if you still go in there, then make sure you're getting the rewards on that. Now, all that's explained on the OSSPTO, our website. For the past couple of months and into January, I've scheduled out dine out, takeout nights. So Friday nights are Panda nights. So each month I've got Panda Express and Round Table Pizza. You don't have to put any special codes. If you have it, that's great. If you want to order online or order over the phone, just let them know that it's for Ocean Shore School and you're doing a fundraising night. We are still going to go ahead and do our holiday shopping, except everything's on virtual, which is great. It's all contact free. No papers, no nothing. We don't have to deliver it. So we're bringing back See's Candy. It's virtual. You'll find that. We'll send that out and it'll be on the website as well. And that's going to run the whole month of November. We're also bringing back Simple Pleasures Coffee. Thank you, Family Riyadh, and Liling for helping out with that. So the wonderful coffee is still going to be available for us. We're going to still continue with the monthly subscription, and that's going to run 9 months. All the details will be coming to you as well, and we'll have that all out for you. The fun and exciting thing that I have to present tonight is our spiritware. So we're going to, thank you, we're going to open up a new store, well, new items, and show off some of our new picks out here. I know there are some of us that want the comfy PJs, since that's what we've been living in. So we may as well support our school with that. So we've got some items up there. And, if there's any items you guys want to see, just, let me know, shoot us an email, and, we can look for it for you and see if you think there's any great fundraising ideas or items there, we can go ahead and look for them and get it on our Spiritware store. Everything's going to be online again, starting in November. So everything will start November 6th. This campaign will run for 6 weeks. We'll refresh the merchandise. Some will bring back, our popular ones will bring back, but then we'll go ahead and refresh. So that's why I'm saying, if there's anything you want to see out there that you want our school to have, then, I can find it and we'll put it up there for you. Yeah, so just make sure you're looking out for that announcement coming out. Our next one is, let's see, what's our next slide here? Oh, now we haven't forgotten about Winter Bazaar. It's so near and dear to so many of our hearts and all the children. And we wanted to make sure that that is still going to happen for us and build a community and make sure we are still feeling as one big family. So we're going to put that together. And this is just a little quick overview. It's going to run from November 30th through December 8th. It's going to be our virtual Winter Bazaar, and it's a week of giving. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be 4 ways to give, and everybody can participate. So make sure you look for that. We'll go ahead and make that announcement coming soon. Okay. And now I'm going to send it over to Gina and talk about our wonderful readathon. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Hi, so my name's Gina Smith, and for those of you who don't know me, my daughter is Eleanor. She's in 2nd grade. She's in Michelle's class. Very excited to announce that our 12th annual readathon is happening right now. It still runs through Saturday, so there's still a little bit of time to get in on it. I want to start by thanking everybody for just their support on this, the teachers, the staff, parents, students. Everybody has really been working incredibly hard to make this such a success. As of right now, our students have read over 111,000 minutes. That's 1,850 hours. Like, that's crazy. And there's still 4 days left for them to read more. And then even better news, not better, reading is amazing, but amazing news on top of that is that we have raised almost $24,000 so far. Actually, I checked a minute ago, we've crossed the $24,000 mark now. So we're really, really close to our goal of 25. I'm very excited about that. If you haven't signed up, like I said, there's still time. I'll drop the links in the chat for setting up your donation page and your reading logs. And if you have any questions, any trouble setting it all up, just reach out to us at fundraising@ossPTO.org. The email's down there at the bottom of the slide. Michelle kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but we're very, very excited too to announce this district-wide move-a-thon that's going to happen later this year. It's going to run from November 30th, which is the day we get back from Thanksgiving break, through December 18th, which is the day before our other holiday break. And it's the perfect time. We all need to move more during that time period. And it'll be a good way for us as a community to just come together, get moving, and kind of maybe run ourselves out of 2020, right? So kind of a different thing. It's not necessarily a fundraiser. We really want this to be community participation and families kind of getting active together. So registration for this is going to be completely free. We will ask people if they would like to make a donation to their home school. They can do that through like their regular direct giving donation sites. But otherwise, it'll be free. We just want everybody to participate and have a good time. And that's really what I have right now. Again, just thank you so much. This is I'm not going to say unprecedented year, but it's an unprecedented year. And it really takes all of us to get through this. And it's hard to ask people to fundraise or to donate money. We're being really careful, I think, in making sure we're not tasking our local businesses too much. So just know we're aware. Do what you can, and we'll all see this through on the other side. But if you want to help out, just contact us, or if you have ideas, let us know. Always happy to have more help. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, I'm Janelle, and I get to represent EAT tonight. EAT is our environmental action team, and this has been at our school for longer than I have, and I've been here 13 years. So over those long years, some of the things they've done are build a greenhouse, build a stage out on the playground. They've teamed up with Girl Scouts to do composting, not only in the garden, but also from lunchtime and education around that. Many things over the years. This year, or I suppose last school year, we got cut short. A lot of our work was around trying to clean up the garden and make it safe, a safe place for the kids to go in. There was some debris and things that needed to get addressed, and we did a really good job getting that done. And when everybody got kicked out of the school again after the flood, and then again for COVID, Bill Litz, one of the parents at our school, did a fantastic job of keeping the garden going. There were a team of us that kept watering, but he really went to town, and some of the goals that we had were to plant the Three Sisters, which are corn, beans, and like squash. And there's some pictures on the slide right there. That's the corn growing right here at Ocean Shore. Not anymore, but it was. We've had apples growing. We've had the sunflowers. I actually got to finally understand where the seeds come from, and tomatoes. So I've had a really great education out there this year as I've been watering. And we still want to keep it going and have it be a fantastic place for when that day is that we get to come back to school, and being outside is going to be an important piece of that coming back to school. So keeping that garden in tip-top shape and ready for education and just a nice, safe place to be is one of our goals too. Oh, I know summertime, recently we had the lettuce giveaway. So families that were coming in to get materials were able to go in and dig up their own lettuce with their bare hands and take that home. Thank you, Bill, for providing those beds full of lettuce for us. And then, so we would love to have you, if you have any interest in joining our environmental action team. There's many interests that you might have around that, but we definitely help out with the garden. And we meet every month, the first Monday of every month from 6:30 to 7:30, and it's now through Zoom. And our 4th, 5th grade teacher, Virginia Shapaniak, is our teacher sponsor and our big core to this program. And she will run our Zoom. That's her email address on the slide. And if that's too hard for you, if you can't get it written down quickly enough, you can always go to the osspto.org website to look up how to spell her name. So Monday will be our next Zoom meeting, and on Sunday is our next garden day where we go in and weed and water and pick up and clean it up a bit. So that's at 10 in the morning, and we will be wearing masks and socially distancing. But if you feel like coming and joining us to help clean up in the garden, join us then. And oh, one more thing, sorry. Our retired 3rd grade teacher, Sheila Gambledorm, had, we used to have these big, they're about 16-inch tall ABC letters. Oh, so one's an A and then a B and a C. Anyway, she would like to help get them restored. And so we've taken it on. And if you are interested in helping us with taking about 4 of those letters and sanding them and priming them and painting them, so that we can hang them up along the fence of the garden for beautifying our outdoor space, email Virginia, and we will try and coordinate and get that out to you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I have a 6th grader at Ocean Shore. I've been part of the, now we're going to call the Diversity Learning Group. We formerly were known as the Diversity Leadership Group. I've been part of this group since my daughter was in 1st grade. It's a really great group. If you feel that, like I do, one of the things that makes Ocean Shore really special is the commitment to inclusion. And so we meet monthly to plan our sponsored events. There's a few of them listed below. Our focus is to bring awareness to the diversity of voices and experiences that make up our really special school community. Our sponsored events highlight and celebrate the difference in race, ethnicity, gender, gender expression, sexual orientation, religion, physical ability, and language. Sorry, do you want to go to the next slide? We are meeting now on the last Wednesday of the month via Zoom. We're starting at 6:30, and we generally go till about 8 o'clock. We don't expect everyone to stay for the entire time. We know that it's dinner time and bedtime for a lot of people. So please drop in and out as you feel necessary. Our next meeting is actually tomorrow night. And I know that there's a school board meeting. So if you could join us tomorrow evening, that would be great. We would actually really like to bring some diversity to our diversity learning group. That's one of our goals for this year. And Zoom, I think, has been helping a lot. We've had a lot of new people, a lot of new faces coming to our meetings the last couple of months. So I really want to encourage people to come by tomorrow evening. And if you have any questions, we do have an email that is an email account that is monitored. Any questions or comments on anything having to do with the DLG or just the atmosphere of our community at school, please don't hesitate to email. And thank you.
Thank you, Heather and Janelle. Do we have Johnny on? Johnny Davis?
Yeah, hi, do you have my audio?
There you are.
Oh, and I've got this weird camera thing going on. Hold on, that's just not cool. Stand by, let's try this one. Front on. And apparently I'm traveling. Well,
That's okay. The beach looks
fun Zoom meetings, guys. Natalie, I think you're driving the slides. If so, please hold right here for a moment. And if it's not Natalie, whomever is, do. Wow, what a year it's already been. It feels like 4 years and we're only like 2 or 3 months into the school year. I know everyone is exhausted from everything, including our meetings. Thank you so much for still being on to hear a little bit about the Pacific Education Foundation. This is the 7th inning stretch. Everybody kind of loosen up your shoulders and your backs a little bit. And at the risk of showing no discretion, never being invited to these meetings again, I'll do my best to keep it to 3 to 5 minutes. I promise it'll never happen. I've got something for you though. Hang on.
Waking everybody up.
Okay. All right, now that I've got your attention, my name's Johnny Davis. I'm a 2nd grade dad with my son at Ocean Shore, but he's in, what are we calling it? FDL, full distance learning this year, as many of us are. And that means my wife is now basically going back to 2nd grade, as many of us are on Zoom. I sympathize with all of you. I'm here to talk about the Pacific Education Foundation. I know that most of you are very familiar with it, and I thank you for your support. For those of you that do not know what the Pacific Education Foundation is or does, in short, we bridge the budget gap where the district can't bring quality educational programs into all of our schools. We sponsor, in a very economic and scalable way, many STEAM programs. That's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, for those of you more familiar with STEM. We have a specific focus on the A in STEAM, which is arts. And if you're familiar with Mark Umbehagen or Mike Taylor, our music and Spark Slam poetry teachers, then you are familiar with what PEF does. That said, there are many other programs. We've been around for about a dozen years. And again, we are here to bridge the gap where the district falls short. We don't do this alone. And I'd like to thank many of the members at Ocean Shore, which I am a member of as well. Patricia Balmas is one of our associates on the board. Alden Miller has been our co-president for many, many years. John Downing joined us recently and has been driving business development for us. Sonny Rainey does all kinds of social posts. I know you see us on Facebook, and please do like us there and follow us there. Jen Newman Locks, the queen of everything. She can do anything and does everything and does it all with a smile. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, Ben Long, going into 1st grade, does a lot of the graphics and marketing for us in his spare time, and we all do. And I'm the vice president of PEF, and I've been here with us for 3 years. Next slide, please. Here's why we're here. PEF is here to bridge that budget gap. I'm pleased to tell you that California's funding per student of taxable income puts us at 40th in the nation. Why am I happy about that? Because last year it was 42nd or 43rd, depending on whose statistics you looked at. 40th is abysmal, and we need help. The district needs help. Their purse is too tight, and it's not their fault, but it's something we can do something about. We are literally, if you look at this chart on the right-hand side, at the bottom of the San Mateo County budget barrel. I'm sad about that because last year we were at least 2nd from the bottom, outpacing Millbrae by, I think it was about $600. We have literally dropped to the bottom of the barrel this year. It's horrible. The top-down variance, as you can see on the far right, is 179% top-down. That's a whopping 20,000. Last year, it was only 15,000 variance between us and the top. We bridge the gap where the nation, the state, and the district falls short. So, next slide, please. I can't tell if you went to the next slide or not. All right, great. We raise funds in so many different ways. We try to raise about 175,000 every year to fund the programs that we bring to you in that year. There were a variety of events that we hosted throughout the year that everyone loves, community fundraising at its best, and it's frankly just bringing the community together. We had the Pefathon. You could walk, run, race, crawl, whatever you wanted. Tons of fun. Our winter gala, which we all loved. We had a big fun time. It was a nice casino night last year. Everybody got all decked out and dressed to the nines. Just had a great time. Can I get a partial forward on the animation of this slide, please? I'm assuming it's hit by now. I'm not really watching the screen. All that got shut down. We have no events we can lean on this year to raise funds. So fortunately, PEF, our board, our associates, our ambassadors, all of our friends in our network, we are scrappy individuals. Don't quit, never say quit, don't stop, can't quit. So what are we doing? Next slide, please. We are pushing a new value add program through our existing family membership. Many of you have or had a family membership, and you knew that got you, at the end of the day, it made your heart feel good. You knew that the money you spent on your annual membership was going towards PEF and thus our kids, giving them a quality education. You also got the privilege of having one of these really cool stickers, which I really love a lot. And you got discount admission to many of our community fundraising events, such as the gala, such as the Pefathon. Since we can't do that anymore, we've decided to spin the membership program around a little bit, and we are introducing business partners to our membership program. So what that means is simply this. If you're a PEF membership card holder, there are many, and I'm talking more than a dozen currently, businesses in our immediate area that will give you a discount or an exclusive promotion that only our PEF members can obtain. I wish I could tell you some of the names of these, but since we haven't made it official yet, I won't. But if I did, it sounds like Table Wine, Coastside Dance School, Oceana Market, Shoreview Dental, my favorite Alden Miller Interiors, The Elevator Practice, Pacifica Manor Ace Hardware, Fog City Frozen Yogurt, Flores Books, and that's just to name a few. We've got many more coming out, and I don't want to spoil it entirely. You have access to those businesses and the promotions they offer if you purchase a membership through PEF. So all I'm asking of you tonight is to think strongly about your kids, the quality of their education, and take one with the team, purchase a family membership at any level. Can I get one more slide out of this? Am I missing a slide? This has been such a great day. I'll backfill it, no problem. Thank you for your time. We love you. We need you to purchase a membership. Take advantage of the business promotions and discounts that will be coming. You'll see an announcement in Facebook and in your inbox very soon. You heard it here first. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, so Michelle, do you want to talk about your book, or would you like me to?
Well, you should order your yearbook because it's going to look different this year, of course, but it's still going to exist. There should have been an email that came out. I received one, I think, a couple days ago because I just ordered mine. There's a discount maybe through the end of this week. I can't remember. But so Tanya Guido is still working to do a yearbook, trying to figure out how to do it virtually. And so we will have that option. So please check your emails for a yearbook. And there'll be a way to submit photos so that your students can be in there. The other thing, I know Janelle wanted to do a little cleanup. She wanted to add something about the EAT. Janelle?
Oh yeah, just that on our Sunday, can you hear me? Oh, sorry, our Sunday garden day that we're just doing adults for now. Someday we'll get to where we have the kids again to help us out, but for this Sunday, we're just having adults. So thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you, Janelle. So now that we've gone through yearbook and you guys have seen how our budget's going and how things are just being, we're a little, it's a little chaotic, but we're being really flexible. We do need to do one thing before the end of the night, and that is to vote for our budget. And this is just to have families not only look at the budget, but to acknowledge that they're good with the direction that we're going. Now we do acknowledge that we don't have everything finalized, but if we can set out a poll, I'm going to send one out right now. And if people could just approve where we are right now with our budget, that would be great. And Michelle, do you want to?
I just want to ask, I guess we should, I would like to, I don't know how this will work and how many people we have left in the meeting. But if there's any questions, anyone wanted to ask a question or have a comment, someone, I think, Patricia, are you in charge of letting them in or?
Yes.
Can I make a quick announcement? I forgot.
Yeah.
It just super fast. Barbara Bulott asked me to announce that we will be having a book fair in November, like we normally do. It's obviously going to be all online through Scholastic, and that we'll be sending, there'll be a flyer coming home. I'll send it with my weekly principal's letter. It'll be posted on the PTO website, and I'm sure that and teachers and ombuds will be sending it home as well. So that'll be from November 13th through November 26th.
Great.
Early Christmas presents.
I did want to also add something, and just to put it out there in the universe, because I know that our families have different experiences and opportunities for things that we could do at school. We are looking at doing a family brick fundraiser. We have started the price out, and it's also a part of our beautification idea. And we'd like to get alumni involved as well. All those family bricks that are in the front of the school with names on it, it's something of that nature. So if anyone has any information or any knowledge about how this could look, I mean, we've started the research. We need to find a few locations on site where we might want to do it. I think in the beginning, the front courtyard area, the garden, and then maybe along the fence underneath the playground. So it's a beautification type project that can be done every year. And I think what we'd like to do is probably try to get that out by the end of the year. And, you know, it's going to take some labor involved. The district, I got a preliminary go last year before the flood. And then of course that got tabled. And so we just have to pick the location and then get the logistics so that we can figure out how to make that happen. And so if anyone has any experience in this field or has any connections, please let us know. And I do think there's some hands being raised. Patricia, if you want to handle that.
So Gretchen Larson, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for all your hard work you guys are all doing. We really appreciate it. I did have a question. Is there any money being considered? Honey, I'm on, sorry. Anyways, is there any consideration of putting funds? I'm on a meeting. Okay. Sorry. Is there any consideration of putting funds aside for return to school for outdoor education awnings or some sort of physical distance to, you know, be donated to it when it happens, and also for indoor purposes like air purifiers throughout the wings and, you know, rooms of the buildings. So I just wanted to find out if we're going to be able to support anything in case the district can't afford those types of things. I didn't see that on the budget. That's all. And I may be interested in helping with beautification, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, if you could answer that, that would be great.
Great. So Natalie, can you go back to the slide where it has the field trips? Right there. So that 38, so Gretchen, just to answer your question, that 38,000 would be that flexible piece for distance learning. It would not just be supporting programs, but it would also be looking at supporting the school in any way we need. I think it would go through Jean. Jean would be able to do a lot of the research on that and let us know what we really need to do and how we go forward. And another thing to just keep in mind, we also have curriculum enhancement. This is where we're not using our actual $150,000 budget. This is a separate budget from our rainy day fund that we use, where if we want really big ticket items, we're able to have those be requested as like mini grants. So there's more than one source of funding for that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Additionally, I just want to add to that. So we also want to see what the district may come up with, because we had initially thought about funding and adding money to for the distance learning for the teachers, and then the district provided a certain amount. And so then we had to go back and relook at that. And so there's definitely flexibility. And so, but we, you know, if the district's going to pay for it, we'd rather have that approach first and then, you know, fill in the gaps. But we definitely want to provide the opportunities for whatever we can do to support the teachers when and if we do come back.
I don't see any more hands raised. Is there? Oh, okay, somebody raised a hand probably, and I can't find it. Let me see. Nope, I don't see any other hands raises. So
any other comments or announcements that we may have missed? Oh, okay. I do want to say, you know, again, and kind of put out there, I'd really like to, I think the DLG is looking at maybe doing a parent education night. I do want to plan some parent education nights like we used to do during these general meetings, breakout sessions. You know, we had Common Sense Media come. I think that might be another one that it'd be great if we can get some sort of session going on. But I definitely want to reach out to the community for any ideas, anything that parents feel that they want to learn. I know we'll talk to the teachers about, you know, I know Jonathan, we often go to for the math, also Jason. And so we'll be looking at those. So please let us know again, if there's anything in particular that you want to potentially have as one of those nights so that we can consider it. And if you have some particular skill that you'd like to share, please let us know as well. And again, we really appreciate your participation here tonight. And we look forward to seeing you back on campus as soon as we possibly can. We really miss the energy, and you know, I've been at the school and it's just not the same right now. So we'll get there, and hang on. And we do need to vote, and then so we can move forward with the budget, the business part.
So I just launched the poll, and if we could just take a few minutes. Great.
Do we know who won the World Series or the game? And someone did say that there was a notice that came out that there was we're in a different tier now. At the beginning, I think orange, effective tomorrow. I don't know.
Yes, we are.
Looks like,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yes, we are orange.
Yeah, that's awesome.
it helps. All right, how we doing?
Right. So yeah, we're 78% of people have voted already. So thank you for voting. We will be having to send out the survey with the budget. We'll send out a survey just asking other families who might not have been able to vote. So you might get this again we have your vote here, but we want to make sure that we get everyone else. So I just want to let you know.
Thank you, Hillary, for the update on the game.
Yeah.
All right. Is anything else? Oh, are we almost, is that,
Yeah.
wait the
we're-
5 minutes?
No, we're only a minute in.
Okay. All right. If any, have a great evening, rest of your evening, and reach out to us if you need to. We're always here.
Yes, thank you. And if you have any questions yet, don't hesitate. Have a good night, guys.
Take
Night,
care.
everyone.